bad. Hi guys, and welcome to another book haul. Today I have my October/Frankfurt Book Fair book haul for you, and although October is not over yet and I probably will get some more books, I want to show you the books I got now because I got a lot of books so far in the month of October. Overall I have 12 books to show you in this book haul. The first book is the second book in the Lone City trilogy, and that is The White Rose by Amy Ewing. And I already read the first book last month and really enjoyed the book and needed to have the second book. The Lone City trilogy centers around Violet Lasting, who is to become a surrogate to bear babies for the royalty and has special gifts. And the second book I have is the first book in the original The Untold Stories trilogy, and that is The Rise. And I won this book at a giveaway that my friend Dina from Bücher hosted, and I'm really glad I got this book. This book is about the original family, you know, from the TV show of Vampire Diaries and the originals, and we get more of their background story, how they got to New Orleans and how they made a home in New Orleans. And the rest of the books are the books that I got at the Frankfurt Book Fair. The first book I got is Light and Darkness by Laura Kneidl, and I won this book at the Impress Blogger branch. And I'm really interested to read this book for a while. I'm really interested to read something by Laura Kneidl for a while now. This book, I believe, deals with a paranormal world where humans and paranormal creatures are kind of put together to build a team to do something together. And normally they are the same gender, so male, male, female, female. But our main protagonist gets a really hot dude that is a demon, and from that the story evolves, I believe. I don't know too much about this book and I don't really want to know anymore before I get into it. The next two books I kindly got from the Monogram publisher for review, and the first book I got is A Love During War by Bernd Schulz. And this book takes place in World War II, I believe, and deals with two people meeting. She is against the Nazi regime and is a German woman and fights against the Nazi regime, and he is a Russian agent, and they kind of meet and interact with each other. And I don't know too much about this book. I mostly read like this little thing here and was already interested in stories, so I took it with me and I'm really interested to read this book very soon. And the second book I got from the Monogram publisher is Mortem by Andrea Schnabel. It's the new release by Andrea Schnabel, and I'm really interested to going to read this book because it not only means past death, but the post actually refers to our German mail system, which is called Deutsche Post. And when I heard that, I was immediately hooked on this book, and I've been wanting to read this other book that he published at the Monogram publisher for a while, and I'm really glad that I got this book. And this book deals with murder at the German mail office, and first there is a finger of a postman, and then the postman is found dead, and that's most of the story I know. And I read finger, read corpse, read set in the German post office, and I wanted to read it, and I'm really interested to get to this book soon. And I'm so happy that I got this book for review, and oh my god, I'm so excited. The next book I got is Mind Games by Terry Terry, and this book is chunky and massive, and I'm really glad that I got this book signed. This book takes place in a world where everything is online, and our main protagonist, I believe, lives offline and then gets a job at a technological company and meets this guy, but then this guy disappears and she can't actually remember that this guy actually exists. So I'm really interested in reading this book. It's really pretty, and Terry Terry was there to sign it, so I got it. The next three books I got at the Lovely Books meeting, and there they gave out goodie bags and there were books in there, and I read the synopsises of those books and wanted to keep them, so I'm interested to reading those books really soon. The first book I got is Road to Nowhere by Nele Löwenberg. This book doesn't look really interesting, to be completely honest, but the synopsis really sounds intriguing. This book is about our 17-year-old protagonist Sheridan, who runs away from her family because they had a big fight and actually wants to live freely, but then there is a shooting at the school and her brother seems to be the one responsible for it, and Sheridan has to run away from the press, from everything, and I'm really interested to see how the author deals with the topic. The next book I got is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, and this book seems to be a dystopian story set in a post-apocalyptic world where the people who survive try to remember the world as it was and try to keep hope. It sounds really interesting. The cover is really pretty. And the last book I got in the Lovely Books goodie bag is Travis Delaney, The Ultimate Truth. And this is the first book in a series, I believe, and it seems to be a middle grade series and deals with the story of Travis trying to find out what happened to his parents when they died, and it looks really pretty and sounds interesting, so I'm giving it a go and hope I will really enjoy it. And the last 3 books I got for you today, I got at the Amazon meet and greet. The first book is The Shoes of My Sister by Babsi Tom, and this book deals with 2 sisters, and one is really jealous of the other and spies at her and kind of wants to be like her, and then one day she seems to be lost and her sister finds her in the park and she's lost her shoes and she doesn't really know what happened to her, and they need to find out what's the matter with that. I'm really interested to read this book. It has a huge font and isn't really thick, so I think I'll get around to it really soon. The next book I got is Neighbour Relationships by Johanna Danninger, and this book is about Susanne, who's really happy with her life and the way it is. She's living with her cat and has basically a really interesting life, but then the woman next door dies and her ex is going to sell the house and kind of takes that as a reason to try to win Susanne back over again. And it can get more complicated because the man who moves in next door is pretty handsome and interesting and seems to be a lot of trouble, and I'm really interested to read this book. And the last book I got is Jean's Secret by Greta Milan, and this book deals with Matt, who has a new job, and when he walks into his job, his boss is Jean, who he had an affair with a year ago, and he doesn't really know how he should behave and still has kind of feelings for her and wants to win her back over and wants to know her secret. And I've read Greta Milan's other book, Julie's Butterfly, and really want to read her new book, so I'm really glad that I got it signed. So guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. Give me a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you soon with another video. Goodbye!